Hey, hello everybody, Artisan Loom here. I made a huge boo-boo and I apologize to everybody who tried to make my Starfire bracelet. I did a tutorial literally the day before I left to go on vacation, and I didn't watch it back, and I thought I hit record on the looping back of the triangles, and I didn't, so it fell apart for several people. So I totally apologize for that. That was not my intention. Obviously, I need to be better about watching it back and not making mistakes. So anyhow, I'm going to redo this tutorial, but this is my Starfire bracelet, and here it is in the rendition that I did in the black and the Persian navy blue. So for starters, this right here is 2 full loom lengths long. So it's short, okay? So what I'm going to suggest is, if you would like to make this to go all the way around as a full wrap, you probably need to go ahead and do 2.5 loom lengths long, because it is kind of thick, and that's probably why it shrunk up a bit. But do 2.5 loom lengths long, or you can just do the 2 loom lengths and add a button lock or a shoestring lock here, like Nyx Haley 22 does on a lot of her bracelets, and you can find those tutorials on my YouTube channel as well. But this is the design, and I'm going to redo it in different colors. Okay, it's a 4 pin bar design and 2 loom lengths long. If you want a full wrap, do 2.5 loom lengths long. And go ahead and pick out your colors, and I'll meet you right back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the medieval black, okay? And what I did is I took a bunch of these and I put a 6/0 seed bead on them, and this is just like the glass look one. And I'm going to do every other peg will have a bead on it. So we're going to start here, and we're going to put one going across the center, one to the right, one to the left, okay? And I'm going to start with one going up on either side, and then we'll do the one with the bead and the bead, solid or a plain band, and then we will do a bead. So basically what's going to happen is every other band going up the sides will be plain band beaded, plain beaded all the way up to the end. So go ahead and finish that part for me. So I finished doing that, and when I came up to the end, I'm going to go ahead and place a band going across. Okay, so that's how that's going to go. Okay, now, so what we're going to work on now is this center part, which is that I have the Persian blue, and you need really stretchy bands for this part. Okay, because we're going to take it from this peg, do a long stretch to there, and a long stretch back, and we're going to do this all the way up the loom. And that's why I like these silicone metallics, because they have a lot of stretch. You're going to do that the entire way up the loom, so go ahead and finish that up. So now I finished that part. When I came up to the top, this long stretch ended right here, and so I had to connect just the small X on these 4 pegs here. Okay, so now the next part is going to be where I had placed these beaded bands right here, and I'm going to go ahead and use an LA Gold Mint band, and I put a spacer bead with a black bead in there in silver, and I'm going to use those. So go ahead and bead you up some of whatever color you choose to do and what other bead you want to use, and I will return with the directions. So now that I have my beaded bands, what I'm going to do is start on the second barb pin and do a long stretch over, just like that. And in this one, I'm going to go up to the third one, 1, 2, 3, and start right here and go in. Well, my fingers are so sore from putting that chain on earlier on this other bracelet I did that, okay. And then what we're going to do from here on out, this is where the first one's going to go. You skip 3, do 1. Over here it's going to be every third, so it'd be, or skip 2, do 1. Skip 2, do 1. Okay, skip 2, do 1. You can do one side up and then come back and do the other side, or however you want to do it. So skip 2, do 1. Skip 2, do 1. Well, and there we go. So finish that all the way down the loom. Okay, now that you have that part, now what we're going to do is the triangles. Okay, so they're going to be opaque black is what I'm using, and the point is going to be pointing towards the big X. And then we're just going to do just like this all the way up the loom. Just like that on both sides. Okay, facing the big X where the point is. Just like this, all the way up the loom. Okay, so you can finish those triangles, and then we'll move on to the next step. So now what we're going to do after the triangles, we're going to go back, and I'm going to go back with my metallic purple. What we're going to do is we're going to start on this pin, and we're just going to bring it from here to there, and then we're going to connect it and do the long stretch that way. Long stretch this way, long stretch that way, and that's how we're going to do it on this side. Do the same thing on this side, long stretch, connect it, long stretch, long stretch, and long stretch, and you're going to do that all the way down the loom with the purple. Okay, now that we have that done, we're ready to turn the loom around. Okay, now we're going to need a cap band on all 4 of these. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to do my border color with a triple cap band, triple, and then I'm going to use the purple triple cap band on both sides. Okay. Now, I believe what we are going to do, let me see. Okay, I think what we are going to do is we are going to loop up these purple long stretches. So we're going to go in through this cap band, grab that purple, and just bring them back to themselves. Just like this, all the way up the loom. Okay, on both sides, so we'll go in through here. Whoops. And just do the same thing all the way up, back to themselves. Okay, so you can finish that part for me. Okay, so once we have that done, what we're going to need to do is, since we've got to loop all over or triangles over, we're going to need a cat band. On this one, I did, let's see here, like that's a cat band, that's a cat band. You know, they're supposed to just kind of look curly. Anyhow, what I did was I used the black opaque for this one, and I did a triple cat band. But I think for this one, I'm going to use a jet black cylindric, and I'm going to just do a double. So I'm just going to do double cat bands all the way down the loom on both sides, because I think a triple might be for these, since these LE bands or the cylindric ones are not super stretchy. I don't want to make it too terribly tight. So, but I think these are going to look so much better than the opaque, because the opaque is kind of squared off, whereas these are cylindric, and I think it's just going to lay a little bit better. But we'll find out, won't we? That's the plan. So go ahead on every pin, on each bar pin, straight all the way down, we'll have a, on these two, all the way up, we'll have a cat band. Okay. Now that I've placed all the cat bands, what I'm going to do is go ahead and bring over, yep, I'm going to bring the next, okay, so the last tutorial I did, I just went straight into doing these bands, the green bands, when I forgot to do the step with the triangle. So I'll show you the step with the triangle. You always go with the band that's up next, and that's that one. So you're going to grab the black band, give it a good stretch, and then bring it over both of those. Okay, you're going to go back in, do the same thing, and you're just bringing it back to itself. Oops. What did I do here? Okay, go in here, grab that black band, bring it back to itself. Let's see if you can see what I'm talking about here. Go in, grab that black band, bring it down, and then up back to itself. Okay, one more. Oops, gonna go in, grab that black band, and bring it back to itself. Okay, now that's how you're going to do that all the way down the loom. You'll do the same thing on this side. You'll go in here, grab that black band, and stretch it over back to itself. Go in. Just be careful not to snap the band. So a lot of times it's easier if you go in, grab the band, and pull on it a little bit to stretch it out before you go and stretch it over. And then that's basically what you do all the way down the loom. So I'm going to finish that portion. Okay, so triangles are all done. See? They're all got brought back to themselves all the way up the loom. Okay, now we're going to worry about these gold mint bands with the beads on it, and all we're doing is bringing them back to themselves. So we're going to go in here, grab the gold mint, and bring it back to itself all the way up the loom. Pretty simple. Don't worry about what the beads look like, because we will fix those at the end when we take it off the loom. But I'm going to let you finish this, but I'm going to show you what we do on this side. You're just bringing them all back towards the border, just like that, and go ahead and finish those all the way up to the end. So now we have 2 steps left, and that is these big X's and the border, and then we'll be finished. So what we're going to do, since we did a small X here, I guess it doesn't really matter. Here's a small X. So what we're going to do is we want to get this top band. Top band goes first, so it's the one on the right, and I'm going to grab that purple band, and instead of bringing it back to itself, I'm going to bring it straight over to the border. Okay, I'm going to go in here, grab that top purple band, and instead of bringing it back to itself, we'll bring it over to the border just like that. Okay, now here's the rest of them are going to be large X's. So we always want to grab that top band, which will be the one on the right side first. You're going to go in and grab that purple band, and instead of bringing it back up to itself, you're just going to bring it straight over to the border. Okay, you'll go in here, grab that top band, and bring it over. Okay, this is the start of the next one. You're going to grab the top band, bring it over, bring it over. Here's the start of the next one. Bring it over and bring it over. And you're going to do that all the way down the loom, just where the bottom of the large X's start. So this one will go over to the border, go in here, this one goes over to the border. Okay, so go ahead and finish that all the way down to the end, and then we'll work on our border. So your loom should look like this. Okay, and so now we've got is the border. So we're going to go in through this peg, through all those bands, and grab the one that goes to the left, and then go in here and grab all the ones that go to the right. And I know this one's just going to be hanging out. We may not even need this, but I'm going to just leave it. Okay, and then you're just going to follow your simple border all the way up to the top on both sides until they come in one at the top. In towards the center, one on each side, and then I'll show you how to close it up. So I'm going to go off camera, finish this easy part up, and I will be right back. Finish that part, and what we have now is we went in on each side one. We need to go in through this middle one, hold it, go in and grab and put both of these on the hook, just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a C-clip that will hold them both together. Leave it like that. Then I can look on the side and see that it's all been looped up, so it should not fall apart. Okay. Then basically what we're going to do is start taking it off the loom. I'm going to take it off these side ones first, carefully. Use a hook. Fingers are probably will die if you try to take them off with your fingers. It would hurt because it's tight. Okay. And like I said, if you wanted to do it to make a full wrap, then you would need to do 2.5 loom lengths. And then what I do is I take it off each single one going up. So I'm going to take mine off, and I'll be back, show you what mine looks like. Hopefully it turned out really nice, because I'm loving these colors. Yeah, anyhow, I'll be right back. Just took it off the loom. Look at that. Now that's pretty cool. It's very pretty. And you see how loose that is? That's not what my intent was, but you know what? I think what I needed to do is, instead of doing, and see how these are just kind of hanging out there, I probably should have done a triple cap band. It would have made it a little tighter, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'd rather it be a little looser than too tight. And I actually like it a whole lot better, because this is what happens, okay? But it kind of goes together. If you spread it out, that's what you get. But it's how it's meant to be. It's not really reversible. So actually, I really do like it a lot. And I think next time if I do it, I probably will do triple, but I do like the cylindrical bands, because then they at least look neat and I don't have to untwist those cap bands there. But that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to fix all my bands. You see, because my border, you can hardly tell. I mean, they're twisted. So I want to take it and I want to twist the bands. Okay. Between my fingers. And there you go. Do the next one, the next one. And what I want to do is well, this one is I need to, the seed bead that I have there, once I get the bands the way that I want, or as I'm doing it, I want to pull it up. I fixed this one already, so I'm going to slide this band. Okay. And this one, I'm going to, you see how that's tucked in there? I'm going to grab it and pull it out on both sides, fix it, pull this one out, twist it, and now this one has the seed bead. I'll grab it with my, I won't grab the band by the nail, but I grabbed the seed by the seed bead by the nail, and that's what I'm trying to go for. Okay, so I'm going to do it on both sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and fix these bands. Okay, I'm going to grab it, hold the other side with my fingers, and slide it a little bit to where it's going to sit nicer. Okay, and like that one's all weird, so I'm going to grab it, hold it by the one side, and then pull it, and then make it sit just a little bit nicer. And I'm going to do that all the way down, and I'll come back on after twisting and twisting all my bands and show you what it looks like. Okay, be right back. So I got it the way that I want it. All the bands are fixed. The side bands with the seed beads are on there. May have to move some over a little bit more, but there they are. Looks good. For some reason, this came out a little shorter than the other one. Have no earthly idea why, because I used opaque, so I don't, the only thing I can think is that maybe the triple cap bands had something to do with it. I'm not 100%, but it's a little longer. See, fits to right there. Still need a small extension. Still 2.5 loom lengths should get you the length that you want. Like I said, depending on how tight your bands are. And I have to say that I do like it. Oh, I twisted that one all up, didn't I? I have to say that I do like it better with the cylindric bands. Just gives it a real neat curled look, and you don't have to try to fix them. So, except for maybe if they're slightly, hold on, let me fix this one. There we go. So anyhow, this is the new and improved Starfire bracelet. And if you decide to do one, tag and hashtag your renditions to Artisan Loom. Also, you can catch me on Facebook at Artisan Loom Bead Queen, and you can like my page there, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so hopefully you like that, and we'll decide to make one this time now that I've revised it and didn't leave out the triangle steps, and it should not fall apart now that it's in there. So, okay, you take care now. Bye.